It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. The fans are filling the seats in Orlando, the site of our broadcast, and where the Magic will be going up against the Dallas Mavericks. And guys, for the Mavericks, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. Well, we knew Harrison Barnes would see a boost in scoring after leaving Golden State, but man, I think it's safe to say he's exceeded expectations. You think?
You know, he could put up 20 a game as a focal point. You know, his ISO game, Kenny, is fantastic.
I agree.
Can he be a number one option?
I think he can be a number one option, but I think he serves best as a number two option because then he can kind of roam around and the dependability isn't there every night.
That's it for us for now. Kevin Harlan standing by, ready to bring you the play-by-play.
Tell him sit down. Be humble. 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 Sit down.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. Looking at the last game for the Orlando Magic, it was a win against the Knicks in New York. And that was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
They executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
I'm assuming as we move closer to the start of the playoffs, these teams now, these individual players really feeling the physical toll of the regular season.
Yeah, especially the guys that play quite a bit during the regular season, that play big minutes, your starters and main rotational players. And quite honestly, nobody's 100% healthy, but the teams that prevail best are deep and have avoided injuries and have done a really good job of taking care of their bodies and finding opportunities to rest during the season, whether it be in practice situations or in game situations.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Farrell is out there with Smith. And it's Powell in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. It's taken away by Smith. Fast break, Dallas. Jumps up. And the jam by Dirk Nowitzki.
Nowitzki's so smart. Knows exactly where he needs to get to in transition.
Augustine with it. Now Smith defending. And Augustine kicks to Gordon. Here's Isaac. Buries it from three-point range.
How on earth did they let him get that wide open?
Here's Barnes. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Certainly not the dream start they were hoping for, going 1 for 4 early.
Pass to Augustine. And Barnes comes to help. Pass to Isaac. Kicks it to Vucevic. Shot clock at 5. It's tipped. Takes the 3. Isaac misses.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And that one's good, Barnes.
He's trying to get it going offensively, but right now just 1 of 4 to start.
We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. To the middle. Isaac misses.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Barnes can't get it to go.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter, and it's been ugly.
Vucevic with it. Powell's there from deep. Orlando getting another chance here.
They're cold so far, only 1 for 5 to begin this one.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing.
Nowitzki doing a nice job protecting the ball on the drive. Outstanding at putting the defense on its heels.
And Dirk Nowitzki, what a career. 6th all-time in NBA scoring.
This season, he'll have a chance to pass the great Wilt Chamberlain for 5th on the list. And when you talk about points scored with a single team, well, he's 2nd only to Kobe Bryant, the Mamba.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Nowitzki. And the Magic benefiting from multiple first-round picks this summer. They needed the help.
Yeah, they did. And they need a big hit in the draft. I mean, they've lacked star talent, and we know this is a talent-driven league. Either you develop stars or you pull them into your fold. They've got to find some difference makers. There's no doubt about that.
And so Nowitzki nails both of them.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
To the inside, here's Gordon, and it's Gordon finishing it off.
Yeah, nice vision from the little fella there, Augustine, making it easy for his teammates by finding the open man.
They get the rebound. Nowitzki kicks to Barnes. Over Gordon. From 13 feet, it goes down. Barnes has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
You know, the defense was on the shooter, but in the end, sometimes you just have to tip your hat to better offense.
And Augustine kicks to Gordon. That's in. Augustine with the assist.
Well, you can't let Gordon have room from outside. I mean, he's more than capable of knocking down those perimeter shots.
And it's Barnes slamming it down.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher.
Well, and that's exactly how the game is played in the paint inside, guys. I mean, if you can play over the top, I think you've got a big advantage.
And Barnes comes to help. Smith against Augustine. Gordon a screen. That's tipped, and they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. The Mavericks leading, and now we go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Frank Vogel. David.
Thanks, Kevin. He told me that when you're playing against a team as good as they are inside, you have to stop the easy looks. He said if they can keep them out of the paint, they'll be in good shape to win. We'll see, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Augustine. Following the score by Dennis Smith. The wide open look here for Vucevic. No good with the triple. Here's Barnes. Again, the Mavericks score.
You know, Kevin, I think this is why you got to crowd Barnes all the time, because he's really good at pulling up and knocking down the jump shot.
Now here is Augustine. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Oh, and the dunk by Barnes.
And, you know, Barnes is never afraid to go for the rim rocking jam now. A spectacular athlete who doesn't mind showing his stuff.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Count that one. And it's 7 points for Aaron Gordon. Mavericks leading by 6. Here's Barnes. It's hauled in by Gordon.
Boy, that's a devastating miss there. You got to convert on these easy layups deep inside.
Down low, Isaac. Rebound by Smith.
You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Doubled by Smith, and Augustine kicks to Vucevic. The pass to Augustine. At the elbow, Vucevic. 4 on the clock. Misses the 3. Mavericks have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Barnes can't get it to go.
Boy, incredible effort on defense. Refusing to give him an uncontested layup. Nothing easy.
Knocks it loose. It's taken away by Smith. And the dunk by Barnes.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Tone setting, that's what I call it. Grabbing this one by the throat early on and then squeezing it hard.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Last time they came together was in Dallas, where they fell to the Mavericks.
Yeah, and last time out, they sort of shot themselves in the foot with the foul trouble. That was what led to them having such an ugly scoreline.
And Greg, the foul trouble was a big chunk of it. I mean, it's hard to mount a comeback when all your key guys, your main players, are watching from the bench.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Well, some great passers have come into the league this season. Let's see which rookies are tops in assists. Second, Dennis Smith.
A number of gifted passers entering the NBA this season, and he's right up there among the very best. I like what I've seen from him as a distributor.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he's always looking for the open man, Greg. Eyes seem to be all over, in the back of his head as well. His arrow is definitely pointing up as a playmaker.
And so far this quarter, he's been a little off on his game.
Just a touch. I mean, it seems like he's forcing shots a little bit to me, Greg. Not playing his game right now, and with every miss, the pressure intensifies.
Augustine with it. Now Smith defending. Gordon with no one around, and it's off from three-point range. And it's Nowitzki penetrating. It's hauled in by Gordon. The Magic trail by 12. Here's Isaac. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession for the Magic. Azania, he's checked in for Isaac. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustine. Dallas also making some changes. Noel's checked in for Dwight Powell. Doug McDermott comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. And Barea subbed in for Smith. Now here's Matt, guarded by Barea. Pass to Hazania. He kicks it to Gordon. 6 on the shot clock. Hits the three-point bomb. Max got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, I like how Gordon dishes the ball. When his teammates are open, he finds them on time and on target.
Well, Orlando shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Inside. Unable to get that one. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. Fresh from a win against Portland.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
Yeah, you know what? The waters were calm for most of the game. I mean, little resistance. Felt like they could get any look they wanted at any time.
The Magic trail by 11. Hazonia kicks to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
They sure are. I mean, they've done a terrific job carving out space under the basket and then pursuing the ball. You know, it's one thing to box out, but you've got to pursue the ball if you're going to get rebounds. And they look strong here in the early going.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
That'll go on McDermott. That is his first foul of the game. Orlando making some changes. Biyombo checks in for Vucevic, and it's a Flalo in for Simmons. The Mavericks also with a sub. Mejri's checked in, and Mack kicks to Hazonia. Here's Gordon. It's rebounded by Dallas.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And Dirk Nowitzki last season passing 30,000 points for his career is Clark, he enters his 40s. How much longer do you think he can keep it up?
Well, I don't know. He probably want to play until he's 50. And if he was able to, the Mavericks would certainly have a spot for him. But I think, 40, 41, that's a pretty high bar for NBA players. But if anybody could do it, Dirk might hang around that long.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. And when you look at this Magic team with their talent, what should their identity be?
Well, I think it should be up-tempo, defensive-oriented. They've got really good athletes, and defending at a high level with that kind of athleticism is doable, and I think would lead to easier offense. And that's what I think they have to foundation themselves on.
A nice shot by Barea.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Mag dishes to Gordon. Tipped away. It's stolen by Barea. One-on-one here. Here's Noel. Yep, it counts. And now it's an 11-point Maverick lead. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the Mavericks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. Clark, when you look back at all the coaching you received and all the coaches that you've covered, what allows a coach to have a team buy into what he wants to do?
I think there are a couple of things there, Kevin. One is authenticity, being who you are as a man and a coach. Whatever your personality is, whatever your hallmark pillars are as a coach, the things that you don't allow to be negotiated, staying true to that. But authenticity is huge. And then adaptability, being able to be flexible within your authenticity. Those things, to me, give you the most credibility as a coach and give you a chance to one, be enjoyable to play for and also successful.
Looking at some numbers for Barea, some impressive play from him over the last month. He's putting up 13 points a game, 7 assists, and 3 rebounds. And some pretty good numbers, guys. He's certainly making a contribution.
Better than expected. He still has a ways to go. I like what I'm seeing right now.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Here's Mack. The Mavericks making the shot. Passes it to Hazanya to the inside. Biombo, good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Offensive rebound. And the basket good by Mejri. Mejri's got his 2nd basket of the night.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Aflalo, no good. Dallas leading by 11. Barea kicks to McDermott. It's good. Great play set up by Barea.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Yeah, and the execution, time and time again, right on point. They're running their offense to perfection.
McDermott with a steal. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Farrell. Finished off the break. And the Mavericks lead by 15.
Already, they've piled up 8 second chance points.
Beasting on those backboards. I love that physicality.
There's a good screen. Snatched away by himself. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
And Orlando has possession. The Mavericks making the shot. The finish, throws down the breakaway jam.
Well, there's nothing like being unselfish as a player, and Noel was outstanding in that regard, reading the entire floor and finding his guys for high percentage shots.
Now here's Aflalo, hits it from three-point range.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I mean, not a lot of effort put forth on defense there. I mean, I think he's definitely got to play up on him more and off the screen in that situation.
Here's Mack following the score by Dallas. There's Gordon, and Orlando again with the bucket.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
And Noel kicks to Barea, and he uses the glass on the layup. Barea's got his second bucket.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
They get a hand on it. It's stolen by Barea. Lays it in off the breakaway.
Yeah, they are really starting to push it now.
The Magic trail by 20. Mack, the pass to Hazanya. He dishes it to Gordon. And here is Mack. Three-pointer. Harrison Barnes getting it done for the Dallas Mavericks. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Mavericks team out there.
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
So it's Orlando now. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that game is the second of two straight at home. On the court for Dallas here in the second, they've got Mejri. McDermott is out there with Noel. Then there's J.J. Barea, and it's Farrell in at the two.
You know, Bismack Biyombo is a defensive-minded center. Amazing the story that got him to the NBA. I mean, grew up in the Congo with a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, but perseverance prevailed, and Biyombo is now an NBA player.
Mavericks making a switch here. Finney-Smith's checked in. The Magic trail by 20. Cloak loose and stolen by Noel. And two free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. A post-All-Star break look now at how the breakdown between three-pointers and other shots have been for the Mavericks.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Noel. And Biyombo signing a 4-year, $72 million contract with the Magic last season. You talk, Clark, about rags to riches. Wow.
Yeah, big time. And the best part of this rags to riches story is how he's giving back or paying forward to his homeland. Building schools and basketball courts in the Congo. And he's lifting up countrymen through basketball and education. That's a powerful, powerful combination and really an excellent use of the platform and the resources afforded Biyombo by way of the NBA.
Now here's Matt. He picked up 12 points in their last win against New York.
Yeah, excellent work on the boards that night. Always in attack mode, and that allowed him to get plenty of rebounds.
Mejri misses.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happened.
Here's the screen. Aflalo. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Aflalo's got 5 points so far. Here's Noel. Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
The putback. It's rebounded by Dallas. 22 is their biggest lead. Farrell kicks to Noel and stolen by Biyombo. Aflalo outside. Poked away. Here's Noel. Doesn't get it to drop for him. So Orlando will take it the other way. And Mack has it in the corner. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Noel. And now running it up the court. Mack pushing it up. Here's Azania. Great look there, but off target. Dallas leading by 18 from 17 feet out. And yes, it's good. 9 points in the game so far.
Being aware there, excellent recognition, fantastic playmaking leading to the nice shot.
Here's Aflalo, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Going up, Clark, you were Mr. Basketball USA, a national ranking. Be truthful. How dominant were you in high school in Cleveland, Ohio?
I was a really good high school player, considered one of the top 2 or 3 in the country in 1979, which was actually perhaps the best high school class ever. Documented by many who follow the game: Isaiah Thomas and Sam Bowie, James Worthy, Ralph Sampson, Dale Ellis, Terry Cummings, Dominique Wilkins. I could go on and on. A terrific class, and I was considered at the top of that class as a high schooler.
First one falls for him.
Well, you know, one thing you can be certain of with the Mavs, guys, is they're going to make the most of what they have. I think Rick Carlisle, who actually spent some time as the head coach of the Pistons and the Pacers, is one of the very best in pro sports. He's a master at putting his players in the optimal position for their success.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Powell, he's checked in for Mejri. Nowitzki comes in for Noel. And Smith subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. Now here's Nowitzki. A 14-point game for him in the win against Portland. We talk about the Mavs keeping some tricks up their sleeves. Their mastery of the zone defense, crucial to their 2011 title.
Yeah, you know, zone defense, Kevin, much less common than man-to-man. Teams don't see it much over the course of a season. Part of the reason that if teams play it effectively, it can be a good tool. They knew if they got good at it, they could stymie unprepared opponents, and that's what they did. Just the way they did against LeBron in Miami in those finals back in 2011.
And stolen by Nowitzki. Banked in off the glass. Nowitzki's got 6.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And Kevin, they've been committing a lot of turnovers here. Taking care of the basketball is the #1 priority right now in that huddle. They've got to tighten it up.
And Orlando making a change here. Simmons is checked in. Only 5 games left on the season. Let's quickly take a look at how the playoff field is stacking up out west. You look at Houston. They are the favorite right now to lock up the #1 seed come playoff time. Sitting in first place right now and not looking like they, are going to be slowing down at all. And checking out Dallas. Right now, quite a ways down below.
Right now, Dallas, this has been a season I'm sure they'd like to forget. And luckily, they'll be able to do that soon enough.
Maybe they'd like to forget it, but there are lessons to take from it as well. I mean, the mistakes they've made this year can't be repeated if they want to get a taste of the postseason anytime soon.
Count that one. He has 7.
And Isaac takes no time getting his shot off. He's got a lethal, quick release.
From 12 feet out, and the shot is good from Nowitzki. The Magic trail by 18. They double him with Nowitzki. In the corner, Simmons with it. Back to Augustine. It's stolen by Smith. And Nowitzki with a clear path to the basket. And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Man, like how strong Nowitzki goes up with it there. I mean, when he's this close, he's not trying to lay it up, fellas. He's punching that thing.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot two. The Magic have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And the first one at the line is good. And head coach Rick Carlisle approaching a decade with the Dallas Mavericks. And he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Yeah, and you know that's really remarkable in a profession marked by turnover. He's pretty much anchored in there. The Mavs organization smart enough to recognize they've got one of the best in the business in the NBA, but I would even say one of the best coaches in all of pro sports.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end. Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin, rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
The Magic trail by 18. Puts up a 3. Here's Simmons. Powell pulls it in. The Mavericks shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Here's Finney-Smith. Powell, that's good. And the Mavericks lead by 20.
Boy, intensity always a good thing, and Powell brings it solid at getting after offensive rebounds for his team.
Augustine against Smith. Now here is Augustine. Guarded closely. Vucevic with the bucket.
And throughout his career, you like to see this in a player. Vucevic has worked on expanding his range. Now he has a very reliable stroke from the mid-range area.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
The Magic have gone 6 of 12 in the second quarter, right at the 50% mark from the field. Pass to Isaac from the arc. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Even with every shot clanging off the rim, he seems determined to keep hoisting up these threes. It might be time to get inside of that arc.
Here are the Magic now. Following the missed shot by Dennis Smith. It's 2-on-1. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
Now, here's Barea. They have a 22-point lead. It's the most they've led by. And the shot is good from Nowitzki.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Yep, that one goes. Isaac's got 13.
He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now.
And a wide open look for Simmons. Simmons missing again.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
And J.J. Barea grew up a big fan of Allen Iverson. He's not the answer, Clark, but Barea certainly in that mold as a player 6 feet and under with a quickness who can break down the defense.
And he plays with an aggressiveness and an edge that's similar to what Iverson brought. Iverson was the #1 overall pick. Barea, Kevin,
Find the
undrafted. Certainly
One
he's
shot.
exceeded expectations. He's got a great change of pace in his play, and he was really instrumental in Dallas's 2011 title run.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
One way to protect the lead, knock down those free throws, and 100% free throwing for the quarter. That's superb.
And that's a foul called on J.J. Barea. That is his first foul of the game. Simmons against Barnes. Pass to Isaac. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And, you know, Isaac is a versatile player now. He scores in a lot of ways. Can't allow him to get too comfortable.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
And Augustine kicks to Simmons. And Simmons slams it in.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up.
I certainly hope not.
It's good.
Barnes taking over on offense, Kevin. He's feeling like, hey, nobody on defense can handle me. Sensational.
Now here is Augustine. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Gordon against Nowitzki. Here's Vucevic, a second chance effort, and he lays it up and in.
Boy, the hustle by Vucevic, I mean, showing real commitment and investment on the glass and finding ways to come up with second chance opportunities for his team. That's very impressive.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot. One of the things that every great player has to have is a tremendous work ethic, and Harrison Barnes has the reputation of being an outstanding worker. He wants to be special, and he's willing to put the time in to give it a chance to happen.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. And Clark, another thing with Barnes, he's very clear-sighted on the areas he needs to improve on.
Yeah, exactly, Kevin. I mean, at times he can be pretty hard on himself. That's part of how you get better. Irrational self-confidence, pretty common in this league. That's not HB, though. I mean, he's more cerebral, and his desire is what balances it all out for him.
And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. And Clark, if you're a player on a cold streak, either in a game or over a couple games, does that tend to stay with you and get in your head?
You know, it's been so long since I played, Kevin. I would like to think that it didn't with me because the games came so fast. You're playing 3, 4, 5 times a week. You don't have time to loiter on a good game or bad game because the next one is on top of you. So I typically was able to get on to the next play within a game and to the next game after the prior game.
Here's Isaac. And it's off from three-point range.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Orlando shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Two shots. Last on the first.
The first free throw is good.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Yeah, I like everything you said there, because when all else fails, if you can get to the stripe, that's really a good way to change the momentum in the game, because you get points and you also slow down the opponent because the game isn't going up and down as much.
That one is no good.
That's a great job getting to the line here. You know, he didn't have a single attempt in that first quarter because I thought he was tentative. Much more aggressive here in the second.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
The Magic making a switch here. Aflalo's checked in. Magic shooting the ball at a 43% rate here in the second. Puts it up from 12, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
And Hazonia loves pulling up off the dribble when the defense gives him space. That is remarkable athleticism by Noel, really putting on a show with his fancy dunking abilities.
Magic shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. There's a good screen. Dishes to Mack. Wants to get it to Biyombo and does. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Mack's got his 5th assist in this one.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And that one's good. Noel.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Good. Biyombo's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And Biyombo is highly effective down low. Knows where to post up in the paint.
From 11 feet away, and it's Dallas with another. Here are the Magic now. 1:10 left in the first half. And Mack kicks to Aflalo. Orlando moving the ball around. The pass to Hazonia. A 3-ball. Offensive rebound. Tries yet again. Gordon. It's good on the putback.
And, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Nice shot by McDermott.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Here's Hazonia. He's coming off a 19-point game against New York.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work on the glass. All around, just his effort level was off the charts.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And there's the feed to Gordon. Gordon with another miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Mack dishes to Gordon. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. Mack's got his 7th assist here tonight.
The inside is where Gordon is really most comfortable and effective. Very few defenders can get to a shot given how high he gets up on it.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. It's Dallas running away with it. 2K Sports, back in a moment from the Amway Center.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the halftime show on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Harrison Barnes led the way in the first half. He ended up with 24 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
That was the half of the super sub for them. A lot of offense coming off the bench, and that's such a luxury to have that kind of firepower available. There were times when the pace picked up when the second unit came into the game. And that's the best part, having a bunch of guys who's ready at the drop of a hat.
Check. What'd you think about Orlando?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. And you know, Harrison Barnes has really been making it happen, guys.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. Well, Orlando shooting 47%, pretty solid. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. DJ Augustine out there with Simmons. And it's Isaac in at the 3. That's the group starting the second half for Frank Vogel. Now here's Barnes. Got that one up quick. Barnes has got the first field goal of the second half for Dallas.
Barnes, the experienced player that he is, good at not letting the defense bother his shot.
Knocked loose and stolen by Barnes. The finish, and it's Barnes slamming it down.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, I think the defense flat out gave up. I mean, didn't even try to get back into the picture on that fast break finish.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Here are the Magic now. The Mavericks making the shot, and stolen by Barnes. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance. And the shot falls short this time.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
And Gordon gets it to go in on the assist by Augustine. Augustine's got 6 assists in the game. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. Here's Smith. Lays it up and banks it in. Smith's got 6. And Clark, you were around Coach Frank Vogel quite a bit during his run as head coach of the Pacers. Well, when you look back at it, what stands out?
His preparation. He's an eager learner. He's meticulous in his detail. He's even-keeled and extremely positive. I think he's an outstanding young coach, and good to see him having a team that he can have an opportunity to build and shape into a playoff contender at some point.
Here's Augustine. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Vucevic setting the pick for Augustine. Pass to Isaac. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Vucevic. Again, the Magic score.
And Vucevic is a guy who constantly keeps defenders guessing when he has the ball deep in the post. Just an talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
And how about just floating to the rim on that slam?
Boy, when he gets up, I mean, he gets up.
Yes, he does. That's what we call helium. Yeast rising and helium floating.
Here's Simmons, and the layup's good off the glass. He has 6.
Really impressive seeing a guy like Vucevic carve up the defense with his peripheral vision and passing. So good at spotting the open man.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Augustine with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Pass to Isaac. Lets it go from deep. The Mavericks pull it in. Powell's got 6 rebounds in the game. The drive by Barnes. Off target from the baseline. Orlando, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Simmons kicks to Gordon. Now here's Vucevic, guarded by Powell. That's tipped. Powell with the steal. Here's Barnes. Goes back up. And the layup by Powell. Powell's got 8.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Rejected by Nowitzki.
Love how Nowitzki uses his long arms there on defense, solid at coming up with blocks.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for the Mavericks.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Here's Gordon. Dirk Nowitzki with the rebound. Nowitzki's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Smith. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Farrell. Tries again. In deep. Nowitzki drops it in. 18 points for him.
And you can see the second chance points now starting to be a major factor.
Well, I tell you what, offensive rebounding is really an important statistic. Maybe undervalued a bit, but those extra possessions really do help.
Some nice ball movement by the Magic. The putback. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, you know what I like to say, persistence pays, and with Gordon, he's the kind of guy who just does not rest on the glass.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
Yeah, making his teammates better through his passing. Greg, you know about that because you did it. Great job sharing the ball.
Well, I appreciate it, partner. Always important to have somebody keep rhythm in the game.
Here's Smith. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5-for-8 clip.
Yeah, Smith makes you pay when he gets inside. Despite not being that big, he's got a lot of game in the paint.
Augustine passes to Simmons. Gordon dishes to Augustine. He feeds it to Vucevic. To the paint. Kicks it to Gordon. Pass to Augustine. 5 to shoot. Here's Vucevic. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
Even with the defense right on top of it, I mean, Vucevic maintains a nice soft touch on these inside shots, and the concentration is not to be overlooked either.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, guys, I'm glad they didn't try because I don't want anybody to get hurt out there.
Augustine, no luck. The Mavericks shooting in offensive execution has been beyond great. They are 63% from the floor in this game. Yes, that goes in. And 12 points for Smith.
And he is starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Well, you know, the Mavericks are looking to refresh the roster with some younger players, kind of interject some youth into that roster. And Dwight Powell, an athletic big man, is making a case as being a key part of that youth movement.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results.
Gordon. The shot, no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Good.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
And Augustine kicks to Simmons to end the run. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And Powell is toyed with the three-point shot, Clark, but has yet to convert at a high rate from out there.
And you know what, Kevin, at this point, if he's finishing around the rim, I think that's most effective. 6'11" with pretty good leaping ability. I mean, he can punch it on you with ease.
They get it back. The layup off target. Orlando's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. So a new group on the floor for Orlando. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Measury, he's checked in for Powell. Nerlens Noel comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Barnes. And Barea subbed in for Farrell. And there's the call on Measury. That'll be his second foul of the game. So it's Orlando now. They set the pick. Here's Azania. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Biombo, that's good. It's been all Mavericks. Here's McDermott, off target at the rim.
And I think all the credit goes to the defense there, Kevin. Exceptional job getting the shooter to rush that layup.
Follow against Barea. Here's Azania, back to Biombo, just 5 to shoot. Orlando needs to get off his shot. Azania's shot is off. Now the Mavericks with it. And slam dunk by Noel.
Excellent effort from Noel on the fast break. When he's sprinting like that, it really energizes the rest of his guys.
The Magic shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. Measury with the rebound.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And Matt kicks to Azania. Feeds it to Biombo. From 11 feet away. That's good on the jump shot. Biombo's got 10.
And really, that's what you want every time down the floor. A simple, high-percentage shot.
Simply got to love the way Noel finishes his dunks. I mean, so strong around the cup.
And Matt kicks to Biombo. Shoots over Measury. Offensive rebound. He can't hit that time. It's been all Mavericks. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will take it. We've got a quick moment now to take a look at the long-term rebounding numbers over several seasons for him.
It's a concerning trend for him. Whether he's lost some strength or just isn't putting in as much effort on the glass as he used to, he's not rebounding nearly as effectively anymore. And that's something that needs to change.
Orlando's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. There's a screen. Mack with the ball. Now Smith defending. McDermott with the double team. Azania, the pass to Mack. No good on the 3. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
And that's exactly why you got to box him out, because when you don't, that's what happens. He burns you on the glass.
52 seconds left in the third quarter. The follow kicks to Mack. Good on the triple. He's got 9.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And the basket good by Measury.
And, you know, these are easy ones. Once you're this close, it's academic.
Well, Orlando shooting 43% from the floor. Now, here's Biombo, guarded closely. Here's Azania.
Talk about bringing it. Hey, let's make a spot in the dunk contest for Hazonia. Boy, he's awesome throwing it down.
Well, Orlando shooting 35% or so in the third quarter. Whatever they're trying is not working. Knocked away. Combo dishes to Matt. They set the screen. Now the Mavericks moving it up. Here's Measury, and he uses the glass on the layup. Measury's got 6 in the quarter. Azania, he can't hit that time. And so it's Dallas with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. We come back right after this. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Look, they can't guard great passing. They're passing the ball great to start. We got to do that for 4 quarters.
Reach and ball movement. Frank Vogel likes what he's seeing so far.
Yeah, and I'd say moving the ball with a purpose, working the offense, trying to find good shots.
And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. On the floor for Dallas, Doug McDermott is out there with measuring, and it's Harrison in at the 2-guard. Nailed from three-point land.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Aflalo outside. Now the dish to Mack. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Keeps it alive. The Mavericks shooting impressively throughout at 62%. McDermott. That one rolling around and rims out. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Aflalo the pass to Mack. McDermott with the double team. Deflects the pass. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Yeah, refusing to give up anything easy. Solid defense, and I like that attitude.
Fourth quarter still young, just over a minute play.
And the rebounding has been key to their success here tonight.
It has been a lopsided battle on the boards, no doubt.
And he starts out with the miss in this one. Magic have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. And Mack has it in the corner. The 3 kept alive. Second shot opportunity, and he sinks the layup.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
Orlando, they've gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And Aflalo kicks to Mack. Back to Aflalo. There's the screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Jumper off the screen. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And all those second chance points have given them a boost here in the second half, and that's a great way to cut into the lead.
Basket good.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
The Magic have gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. McDermott with the double team. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Boy, the upside of Biyombo is impressive. An undersized center who makes up for it with really great heart, especially on defense.
Shooting 2.
The free throw drops for Biyombo. Purvis is checked in for the Magic. And Biyombo drops them both. The Mavericks shooting indicative of smooth offensive play, up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Orlando's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Aflalo outside. To the paint. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Biyombo's got 4 points this quarter.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession. And every move he makes looks like the right one at this point.
No doubt about it, Greg. I mean, the game comes so naturally to him, easily. I mean, helping to expand their lead as they try to close this one out. He's doing it.
Spates checked in for Biyombo. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Purvis passes to Spates. Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Mavericks have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And, Greg, to be able to take the bump like that and maintain control, that's not easy to do. I know you're kind of a little fella, but I was a big guy when I played, so I know how difficult that is. That was impressive.
I see.
One shot.
And for the Mavericks, they're shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Measury misses. The Magic have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Defended by Measury. To the paint. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. And the Mavericks ownership amongst the most outspoken and influential in the NBA.
Kevin, that is an understatement on both counts, outspoken and influential. Their owner is one of the best in sports, I think. The team's success has provided credibility, and with the league becoming more forward-thinking, things starting to swing again in Dallas's way.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know. Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Connects from three-point range.
It went in, but that probably was not the shot they had drawn up in the huddle.
Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
Knocked loose. Pass break, Dallas. Lays it in off the breakaway. Orlando's gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And Purvis kicks to Spates. He tries for 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Measury's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Finney-Smith. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Spates. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Great job of crashing the offensive glass. He stayed with it. That's hard-nosed, tough basketball.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
There's the pick. Aflalo up top. Nice teamwork to set up the pick play and make the space for the J.
That was an outstanding pick that gave him the room to bury the jump shot. Underrated, but not undervalued.
It's good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Well, Orlando shooting about 47% here in the fourth. Purvis passes to Afflalo. Spates sets a screen. And the foul on Dorian Finney-Smith. That's his third foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Aaron Afflalo. Here is Augustine.
That's his fourth foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
DJ Augustine.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops.
You know, the speedy Augustine is really an excellent teammate and a dependable role player, a veteran presence who can really stroke it.
Both free throws good from Augustine. Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Baseline jumper. Second chance shot. Can't get the layup. Well, Orlando shooting 43% from the field. Spates kicks to Purvis. Back to Spates. And the slam dunk by Spates.
That's just too easy. I mean, you can't let him post you like that.
Yeah, where's your fight? You got to show more fight than that.
And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
On offense, here are the Magic. Now Augustine. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
No good. And Orlando will come the other way. Passes it to Spates. He kicks it to Augustine. Defended by Measury. That's a miss. And with it, he is 5 for 9. Here's Finney-Smith. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Finney-Smith's got 11 here in this quarter alone. Here's Purvis. He dishes it to Augustine. Off target with his 3.
Boy, awful defending, really. But in the end, they dodged a bullet. They can't let shooters get clean looks from outside, though.
As hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan is simple, folks. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Dishes it to Spates. Now here is Augustine. T right on him. Spates sets a screen. Clock at 6. The offensive rebound. They are in complete control.
This is the ultimate definition of the zone. Everything they've done has worked.
Three-pointer Augustine bangs home the trifecta.
And that quick trigger of Augustine, not giving the defense any chance to block the shot off the pass.
Count it.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
The Magic shooting at a decent 44% clip here. The pass to Spates. Stolen. Guarded by Spates. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Purvis passes to Spates. Good ball movement here by the Magic. Just 5 on the clock. Picked away. Pass to Harrison. Baseline jumper. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Magic shooting fairly well in the fourth, around 48%. Inside. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Finney-Smith. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
To the paint, and they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, the refs are much more lenient with that kind of situation than they used to be.
1:33 left in the game. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Mavericks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And guys, at this point in the long NBA season, this will go down as win number 25.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
But, Greg, still 2 more games upcoming between these teams, so we could have a few more twists and turns down the road.
And you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Smith.
And the sharing of the sugar, very impressive. I mean, he seemed to know exactly when to get the ball to his teammates.
Dallas calls timeout. They're in front by 50. There's 48 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Dennis Smith.
And he's been the man running the show for them, and boy, has he done a great job. He's up in the double digits in assists, and more than a few of those have been of the spectacular variety. For them to be successful, his passing has to be a key component, and tonight it was on display.
It's just too bad they're on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. It would have been nice for him to have a chance to perform like this in the postseason. Rambo, he's checked in for Orlando. Shelvin Mack comes in for DJ Augustine. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Dallas.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And so here is Dallas. Here's Mejri. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner, but unfortunately the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
And there's the call on Mejri. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. And Mack drops them both. He's covered by Mack. Makes it off the glass.
And how much longer are they going to keep that foot on the accelerator.
As long as required, Greg. I mean, you can tell they want to put this thing to bed.
2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And that one's good, Harrison.
Yeah, getting theirs before the defense can set up.
Perfect execution. That's how you take advantage of a transition opportunity.
Pass to Purvis. Here's Harrison over Mack. And Dallas again with the bucket. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Dirk, how are you all able to exploit them inside tonight?
Well, I think our points of pain come more in transition. We got to push the ball. That's where we are best. We're not really a slow, grinded out kind of team. But if we do have to, and it's a slow game, then we got to find a way to penetrate some, make the defense collapse, and finish around the basket some. I was able to get in there some, so that was big for us, play inside out.
Yeah, you really had that defense moving tonight, Dirk. Thanks again. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.